What's going on in the sky for the month of May? This is your May horoscope. We're going to do it in an all signs format. It's going to be most accurate if you click ahead to your rising or ascendant sign if you know it. But first, listen to this prelude because it's going to kind of give you a heads up of the energies at play. And here's the thing, you guys, there's always so many different energies at play, but I picked 7 things that I'm going to be spotlighting. I'm going to be talking about the new moon. I'm going to be talking about the full moon. I'm going to be talking about which house sector it's lighting up for you and what that energy is going to feel like and look like. But we're also going to be talking about Venus conjunct Chiron at the end of the month. We're going to be talking about Hygeia conjunct Uranus and even the sun joining up and having a little party with those energies. For those who don't know, Hygeia is an asteroid that has a huge influence on all matters connected to health. We're also going to be talking about what good old benevolent fortunate, blessing filled Jupiter is doing in the sky, what Mars is still doing in your sky, and how we're starting off the month with a really positive, dreamy, loving, wonderful energy. And that is Venus conjunct Neptune. So, again, if you know your rising sign or your ascendant sign, you can click ahead to the timestamp because I'm going to be zeroing in on what all these energies mean and specific to you based on which house sector it's lighting up. But I do also need to share like quick little caveat here, and it's that the only way an astrologer can do these all sign formats for like horoscope style readings is to do it via whole sign. But actually, if you were to work with me like one-on-one as an astrologer doing a private reading, I tend to actually do placidus. I resonate more with my placidus chart. My clients resonate more with their placidus chart, but it's impossible to do placidus for the collective. I don't know your chart, so I can't pull it up and say what's going on in relation to it. So you do need to understand that a whole sign transit reading is very much bell curve astrology. It's going to put all of this segment into this one pocket, which house sector it's landing. For example, all Leo rising, all Virgo rising. But truth be told, if we were to do your placidus chart, you might actually still be in a house sector before or after the one I'm delineating on. And it doesn't mean that one is wrong and one is right. It means that there's elements in truth in both systems. But for most people, when they learn what their placidus chart is, they feel like it's almost like a magnifying glass, a little bit more zoomed in. And they take elements of truth, yes, from the whole sign, but they're like, oh, you know what? That placement didn't ever really fully hit the mark, but something about the placidus does. So for me, I resonate both with whole sign and placidus. But when I run my own charts, I'm certainly looking at the placidus format. So it's kind of like contradictory for me to admit that at the beginning of the video, and then here I am whole sign. But it's the way that YouTube works. I can't do these horoscopes in another format. So your best bet is to actually learn your chart so you actually know which house sector yours is hitting and which is most accurate for you. Oh, by the way, if you ever want a reading with me, my name is Nicole. I'm a professional astrologer. I love studying the sky, making sense of things, themes, patterns, dynamics, challenges, and how to transmute certain things so that you can actually end up on a better timeline than the one you were before. Astrology typically starts appearing in people's lives when they've actually gone through some sort of hardship, some sort of catalyst that has triggered a greater awakening and a desire to make sense of things. And then when we go down the astrology rabbit hole, oh my gosh, finally life makes sense. Or what happened in childhood makes sense. Or these patterns with partners or relationships or career make sense. And so if you are interested in a private reading, I offer 90-minute sessions, and they're live, they're recorded. I study your chart, your questionnaire for 90 minutes before I even get on your 90-minute call, and you get a 12 to 16 page PDF where I type everything out like you know what is going on. And it actually covers 4 different charts: your secondary progressed moon, your annual perfections, your solar return, your transits, your birth natal. But then I also offer 60-minute pre-recorded sessions sent directly to your inbox. It's not live with me, it's just recorded, and it can either be on your birth natal or your transit. So if you're interested in any of that, take a look at the show notes and go from there. One more thing I'm quickly going to spotlight. I went through a phase there where I was spotlighting other companies who were sponsoring these videos, and I realized, oh my gosh, why am I not spotlighting my own company? Why am I not having my own company be featured on these videos? And so some of you have heard in my last videos that I'm actually the founder and formulator of a high vibration skincare line called Bodycherish, and it's been up and running for 10 years. I personally handcraft and formulate all of the recipes. Everything is all natural, no parabens, dyes, sulfates, fragrances, none of that stuff. Organic ingredients, organic essential oils are what give the facial products the actual smell. And it's what I've been using on my face since circa 2014, actually. And I'll put a before and after here. You can see my face is really inflamed. I was using super expensive skincare. And why I call my skincare line high vibrational is I actually add to all of the recipes crystal essences, which I make with glacial spring water and literal crystals and gemstones. I used to work as a crystal healer and Reiki practitioner, about 10 years ago. And anyways, I make these gemstone essences on the day and the night of a super full moon. So it's getting the solar energy, the lunar energy, though the glacial water is getting imbued with the actual metaphysical energy of the crystal. And so you're getting these different crystalline energies in the skincare, whether it be the facial ritual kit or the duo. And what else I do is I charge all of the recipes with Reiki. So it really is a high vibration. And the last thing I'll share about it is for my astrology community here on YouTube. If you're interested in trying the skincare, giving it a whirl, it's a super simple, skincare system. I only use 2 products on my face, and that's it. It's the most simple thing, and the products last a really long time because you don't need a lot. But anyways, for my astrology community, if you're interested in trying it, if you use coupon code ASTROLOVE20 all in capitals at checkout, you'll actually save yourself 20%, and that is even on reduced sale items. And a couple of the top selling facial care products are already on sale if you buy them as a combo, and then you get 20% off that as well. So okay, let's get back to Okay, we are talking about Capricorn rising. It can be pertinent for Capricorn sun, but even more accurate for Capricorn rising. So we're talking about what's going on in May. We have 7 things we're going to talk about in this segment. And the first one is Venus conjunct Neptune. So this is taking place the end of April into the beginning of May, exacting May 2nd and 3rd. And it's spotlighting a dreamy, loving, awesome energy in your 4th house. Now, this is particularly awesome because the 4th house is connected to your family, your home, your environment, maybe your formative beliefs from growing up in the home you were raised in, but even what's going on in your home now. And when we have Neptune, which is this energy that can connect us to our deeper spiritual idealistic vision for our life, and it's recently in Aries, there's almost this fire and passion to have the ethereal dream manifest. And then when we have Venus sitting with Neptune here, Venus is giving this love, this devotional energy, almost this affection to say that can, not only it could come true, it is coming true. So what is that vision? What is that ideal version of harmony that you would want in your home front? So this could be actually just a positive time that you're having literally within your home, or with your children, or with your loved one. And if let's say you even are single, it could be this opportune time to cast the container of possibility, the vision of what would be the ideal scenario. Where do you want to live? Do you want to move somewhere? Would that be your dream home? Who do you want to live with? Or who maybe you no longer want to live with, so that you can have that more beautiful experience in the home. And I wouldn't be surprised if you even feel like buying fresh flowers for your home, that first week of May, or, doing maybe an aesthetic upgrade that's helping the environment itself you live in feel more beautiful. Maybe you want to go buy flowers for the garden or plant them, or even do something like that. And then during this time, we also still have Mars in Leo. It's been here since April 18th, but it continues in Leo in your 8th house all through May, all the way to the beginning of, I guess, mid-June. So it's worth noting that this energy says you have almost this extra energy, this ability to assert yourself or apply yourself in the direction of all matters connected to transformation. The 8th house, if we had to give it an umbrella word, it would be transformation, ruled by Pluto. So, sometimes transformation requires a death and rebirth cycle. Sometimes it doesn't have to be so dramatic. Intimacy, sex, taboo topics is part of this house. So is joint resources and finances made through like different ways than the regular. So there could be almost like opportunities that seemed like on standstill or like kind of starting, stopping, or staying more like a possible idea that you were like pondering and revisiting, actually like having tangible steps manifest. So maybe you're having an opportunity to have a more intimate, closer relationship with your partner. Maybe you're actually inspired to be sexual with them. Maybe you are pulling the trigger and doing something that is going to allow you to make money in a non-conventional way, like you're launching your YouTube channel to make YouTube ad revenue, or you're actually pulling the trigger and investing in that stock that will give you dividends. So things like that could be showing up or continuing to reveal themselves throughout the course of May. And then at this time we still have Jupiter hanging out doing its hunky-dory thing in Gemini all of May, all the way till June 10th. And this is in your sixth house. So this means there's something expanding in your sixth house. So this could be an expansion of the volume of work you're doing. And that could be a good thing for sure. Like maybe you want more work. And so because of that, you have more prosperity. But this could also be like an expansion of matters connected to your health. So you might just be naturally more health orientated right now, or being drawn to do things that ultimately contribute to a greater sense of vitality. Once in a while, because Jupiter is the expander and it's benevolent, so typically it's a positive expansion, but sometimes it can expand something and in a way we don't like how it ends up feeling. So you could be feeling like, whoa, I'm too busy with work. My work week is too like this, that, and the other. So it is a possibility there's even like burnout when Jupiter's going through the sixth, or that there could be an expansion of like a health issue. But then it's always like to illuminate what needs to shift or change so that you can feel better in the day in, day out, and how you manage your week and your time and your health and what it is you do for work. Share in the comments if you can relate to any of that. And then speaking of health, the asteroid Hygeia, connected to health matters, it's sitting beside Uranus, and the orbit of influence is May 6th to 17th. But then even the sun comes and co-joins them the 16th to 20th. So we got this like party. And that is happening in your fifth house. So Uranus is already like the rebel of societal norms. It likes to do things its own eccentric way. It likes you to tap into your unique zone of genius that won't be normie norm. And it can be surprising too. It can be like, whoa, didn't see that coming. That was out of left field. So that certainly happens when you hit your astrological milestone of a Uranus opposition in your early 40s. But anyways, this is hitting your fifth house. So there could be something unusual kind of being brought to the surface that you're thinking of doing or wanting to do. That could be, it's like you're passionate about it, you're interested in it, like learning about it, teaching about it, whatever. Like it might bring you like joy and interest, but it is not necessarily normie norm. And maybe it's somehow connected to alternative health or holistic health, or a health approach that isn't necessarily like the pharmaceutical approach, but more like mind, body, spirit. Like maybe you are wanting to become a meditation teacher. Maybe you are wanting to launch your Reiki business. Like those things could be part of this, because new enterprise is also part of the fifth house. You could be addressing a health matter that's an issue, and you're like an issue for a child, for example, because children are part of this house, and maybe you're trying to remedy it in an alternative way. Definitely a possibility. And then we have the full moon. We can't forget about good old full moon in Scorpio, May 12th. And that's in your 11th house. So full moons, they bring illumination. It's like the full moon brings the tide up. It's bringing up the emotional waters of our body. Things get like what's been unconscious pierces through to the conscious. And that's the illumination of the full moon. So it could be, especially in Scorpio, it could be showing you something that's remained hidden, secretive, like so deeply tucked away in the unconscious, and then it pierces through and you see, oh, I'm ready to let go of that. That's a belief that was inherited by mom or dad. That's generational. That's not my truth. I can carve a different path. I can say that I'm actually enough. Or like it being in the 11th house, you could be inspired to let go of certain friends or a network or a group that you realize based on your own growth and evolution, they might be drag force. Sounds harsh, but if you're growing at a rapid rate and if you're going through your ascension process, your vibration's raising. And certain vibrations that are too far away, like they just can't even stay in your proximity. It's not even like you're trying to remove yourself from certain groups and alliances, it just happens. Um, and this also could be something that is opening up an opportunity to have like a hope or a dream or a wish come true. Maybe like a an, even a, like a monetary exciting thing happen, but there's something that needs to be released for that. So share in the comments, what is that all about? Could be something to do with an older sibling. Then we have new moon May 26th in Gemini. That's hitting your sixth house. So here we are back to the sixth house. So, see the correlation with this. It's like, what is the seed you're planting? What is the intention you're putting into the fertile soil that you want to grow, not only over this next month ahead, but even the next 6 months? Is it actually the plan of the new thing you want to do for work or the side business or your health aspirations so that you can feel most vital? That's an opportune time to do that. And I wouldn't be surprised if somehow it connects you to, like let's say the new thing you want to do for work or how you want to be of service. Maybe it's communicating in some way, using your voice in some way, or learning about something more that you've been interested in for the past while. And then we close out the month with Venus conjunct Chiron May 31st, June 1st. Energy is going to be days leading up and after. And this beautiful sweet spot is hitting your fourth house. What do you know? We're in your fourth house again. You see there's a theme. So something is coming up around the family, the home, the living environment again. And okay, Chiron is so connected to insecurities, vulnerabilities, something that we carry with us that ultimately usually feels like I'm not good enough in this area, or who am I to, or I'm not enough. And so it can cause like trepidation or hold us back in some way. But when we have Venus conjoining with it, Venus is saying we don't have to exile that part of us away anymore. We can actually honor that like tenderness, like it's giving tenderness to the wound and saying it's okay to your inner child, giving your inner child a hug and integrating that part of you that does feel vulnerable and like loving up on that. And that's healing a deeper level of the onion because it's not pushing that away. And this somehow is impacting your fourth house, so home, family, the environment you live in, maybe something connected to mother wound or father wound, maybe something connected to the way in which you want your home, your household to feel, to run, to operate. Maybe it's something connected to you moving, changing homes, doing something that's going to bring about more inner peace and a sense of like beauty and harmony within the home. Those are possibilities too. And there's going to be more videos that I do specifically just on Venus and Aries, because that's all of May to June 6th. I'm also going to be doing another video on Pluto going retrograde May 4th till autumn, and then Saturn moving into Aries. That's a biggie going on for many years, but those will be separate videos altogether. So if you enjoyed this, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel to catch those other videos. I have a newsletter you're welcome to join, and I love you guys.